This is the new Mercedes-Benz V-Class, and it's only one of the few luxury vans on sale. Some of its competitors include the Toyota Alphard and the Alphard-based Lexus LM. So, how's the experience like inside the van that's designed by Mercedes-Benz? Vans aren't usually the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to luxury travel. For instance, Audi and BMW only make passenger cars and SUVs. On the other hand, Mercedes-Benz also manufactures trucks, buses, and even passenger vans. And this is why the Mercedes-Benz V-Class exists. From a design standpoint, the V-Class certainly looks elegant and stylish. The front end in particular looks really good, thanks to its elegant grille flanked by adaptive LED headlights. You certainly won't mistake this for a UV Express van when inside the parking lot. Being the Avantgarde variant, you get these 5 twin-spoke alloy wheels, along with a few chrome details. Overall, Mercedes-Benz has done a good job turning what is essentially a box on wheels into something that's more stylish. Moving inside, and you'll love the V-Class's well-built interior. Of course, as with all chedengs in Filipino speak, lahat ng kanyang materials are top-notch. Meron kang wood, aluminum, leather, and a generous amount of soft-touch plastics. One step above ito compared sa Toyota Alphard, and will surely be comparable to the Lexus LM. However, merong dalawang bagay na medyo kulang sa akin sa interior na to. It would certainly be nice if there was smart entry and push button start, along with center-mounted cup holders. Now, as for infotainment, the V-Class uses this Audio 20 CD infotainment system, which is basically a scaled-down version of the previous Command infotainment system. Functionality-wise, it's pretty good, a lot better than the aftermarket-looking system sa Toyota Alphard. But because this isn't the latest MBUX infotainment system, you don't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Still, it's a nice system to use, but it's not anymore on par with the rest of the Mercedes-Benz lineup. Now, as with every luxury van out there, the rear passengers get a lot of nice amenities. So here inside the Mercedes-Benz V-Class, So here inside the Mercedes-Benz V-Class, it's actually, dude, we have a lot of space. So I have nothing to complain in terms of space, even at the third row. Kahit ako, a 5'10" adult like me, which is tall by Filipino standards, kasyang-kasya ako sa third row. Though the legroom will depend kung ganong ka-generous mag-a-adjust si second row. But for the most part, yun nga, kahit third row kasya ako. And then, you have this wonderful center console here, which, as you're gonna see, has a table. Atas ko lang muna to. And yun, you have a table here, which you could do some work. So, if I were you, manood muna kayo ng ibang video, di joke lang. Just did this for demonstration purposes. Pero, let's continue on with the review. While the features for the rear seat passengers are pretty nice, I do wish for footrests for the rear passengers. Now, because of this orientation, it seems that the V-Class is focused more towards businessmen rather than families. Nevertheless, since the V-Class is longer than the Alphard or the Lexus LM, there's simply more space for adults on all 3 rows. Plus, the added length is actually more noticeable pagdating sa kanyang trunk. With all seats in place, meron kang 610 liters of trunk space. And if you splurge towards the extra long variant, trunk space grows to a massive 1,030 liters with all the seats up. There's also a handy parcel shelf that divides the trunk in 2 levels. And I also must mention that the glass hatch can be opened separately. Under the hood of the Mercedes-Benz V-Class is a 2.1-liter inline-4 turbocharged diesel engine, which produces these numbers. Power then goes to the rear wheels via a 7-speed automatic transmission. So out in the open road, the Mercedes-Benz V-Class has no pretense whatsoever to become a sporty vehicle. Talagang from the get-go, alam mong it's a van, it's a big car in a sense that you know that it's long, it's wide. So it makes no pretense. Hindi siya nagpe-pretend na sporty siya or whatever. It's really meant to deliver a comfortable driving experience. Well, at least for the most part. Now, yung Mercedes-Benz V-Class would often get compared to something like a Toyota Alphard or a Lexus LM. So how does it compare to those two vans? Now remember I said that the van feels, for the most part, comfy. I said for the most part kasi I only think that's the case for 90% of the time. So in general, the Mercedes-Benz V-Class actually rides well, absorbing most of the imperfections of our country's roads. Pero compared sa Toyota Alphard, siguro may 10% na firmness yung kanyang suspension, especially sa likod. And this tiny amount of firmness is what's felt whenever the V-Class isn't carrying any passengers. The ride will definitely improve once this van is filled with cargo or passengers. But with an empty load, the Toyota Alphard and presumably the Lexus LM rides a tiny bit better. Though I certainly can't fault this car's refinement. The V-Class has much less road noise when compared to the Alphard, though I suspect that the Lexus LM would be just as quiet if not quieter. And the cabin is really pretty solid as the usual, the typical German solidity. It feels Teutonic. So even if you're gonna go through rough patches of road, the cabin, especially even if it's a large cabin, it feels pretty solid. Wala kang rattles masyado, wala kang squeaks sa interior panels. It's the typical German luxury car that you expect. But it feels well built, it feels sturdy. As for the steering, so the steering's actually pretty light. Now, if I'm gonna do here a U-turn, I'm gonna make a U-turn dito sa spot na to. It's actually pretty light. I can twirl it with one finger. So let's not natin masyadong gawin yun. Pero, you get my point. At least compared to the Alphard, this feels more direct. This feels more linear. But I'm actually splitting hairs. Medyo super minimal difference. You really have to drive these two vans back to back para maramdaman yung difference. Then, if there's gonna be a minor qualm for me, medyo minor na gusto ko lang mabanggit, it would be the brakes. The brakes feel a bit mushy, yung initial bite niya. So yung first bit of brake travel niya kapag apak ka sa brakes, yung una mong percentage ang apak, medyo ang mushy ng pakiramdam niya. But apart from that, the brakes are typically what you would expect in a car. It would provide stopping power. That's about it. So as a whole, this is a van that's comfortable for the most part. And then of course, being a Mercedes-Benz, yung build quality niya will be mas lamang talaga compared to a Toyota Alphard. There's no denying that the interior feels well built. It's made out of plush materials, aluminum, wood, and all that stuff. And then as mentioned, for the most part, it also feels really quiet inside. As for the performance of this car's diesel engine, there's generally a good amount of pulling power whatever the rev range. Plus the 7-speed automatic transmission downshifts to the correct gear whenever you want to overtake. And then as for fuel economy, it's no surprise that this diesel-powered V-Class is much more fuel efficient compared to the gasoline-powered Alphard and Lexus LM. However, this diesel engine is certainly no match in terms of power and refinement when compared to the large 3.5-liter V6 gasoline engine in the Toyota Alphard and Lexus LM. Pricing for the Mercedes-Benz V-Class starts at a little under 4.7 million pesos, and this gets you the base long variant. This variant is equipped with 17-inch alloy wheels, halogen headlights, power sliding doors and liftgate, interior ambient lighting, Audio 20 infotainment system, piano black trims, folding tables, manual adjustment for the front seats, active park assist self-parking feature, just to name a few. Moving up to this Avantgarde variant that we have here gives you the option to have either 6 or 7 seats. This variant also adds adaptive LED headlights, 18-inch alloy wheels, black headliner, real wood trims, power adjustable front seats, Burmester surround sound system, and a handy 360-degree camera system. If you want even more space, you can opt for the Avantgarde Extra Long variant, though the amount of features are more or less still the same. Vans don't usually come to mind whenever one thinks of luxury cars, and this puts Mercedes-Benz in a unique position in the luxury car market. The V-Class isn't competing in a saturated market, and there's certainly room for competition in this segment. For those who want a fuel-efficient diesel-powered van, but with a well-built interior and an understated exterior design, then look no further than this Mercedes-Benz V-Class.